All right, everybody, what's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Toby with O-Line Security, and we are back with another machine from Hack the Box. This one is called Conceal. It's another one of TJ Noel's OSCP-like boxes. If you have been liking this series that we've been doing, please do me a favor and smash the like button. Just smash, smash, smash. Actually, only hit it one time. Hit the like button one time and leave us a comment. Maybe there's a particular box you want to see, or you want us to slow something down or go over something again. Leave that in the comment section. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Questions are great. Questions are awesome. Go ahead and leave that below. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this. This will be kind of long because Conceal was ranked as hard. So there are a few things that we need to go through in order to pop some shells and capture the root flags. It has been a while since I've done this box, but that's okay. We'll go through this as a learning process together. All right. Now, a little bit about Conceal. This was ranked as hard because finding services to enumerate and exploit was pretty difficult because they were concealed, right? They had some type of VPN service concealing some of the ports that we will take a look at. But once you got past that part, past the VPN, it was almost a cakewalk. All right, that's enough talking about Conceal. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna try and make this as short as possible, but still a great learning opportunity for everybody. Now, we are already in our downloads folder. First thing I'm gonna do is make a directory called Conceal so we can work out of. This will be our working directory. I'm actually gonna close this tmux session and make a new one. That's actually a tmux session we were just using in our Security Plus class a few minutes ago. We will call this one HTB. And actually this will be for our scans. So the first thing we're gonna do here is run some scans. I'm not in the right directory. That's gonna suck. Let me do this again. Tmux kill session. Let's do this, and then we'll mux HTTP. Cool, this is gonna be better. So now when we create other tmux windows, they will put us in our working directory. All right, cool. So first thing we're gonna do is run some nmap scans. I'm gonna run my Rasengan scan against our target. First, let's ping it to make sure it's online. Good thing we're pinging it. Let me see, make sure that the box is started. It is started, however, I am not on the VPN. So we have to do that. So let's go over here. UCB VPN. All right, let that do its thing. I will try to ping this one more time. Might have to give the VPN a while. Let me move that over. Okay, VPN is getting some connectivity, or the ping scans are returning some connectivity, so we're good. Let's go ahead and run our Rasengan scan. Now we won't get anything back from this, okay, and that's because of a VPN that is concealing those ports. However, Rasengan will give us some UDP ports, okay. The typical TCP, we won't be able to get any open TCP ports from our normal nmap scan. All right, so instead of doing this for Rasengan, I'm going to keep it simple for everybody, and we will just run nmap pn-n. Let's do -sv top ports 25, and we'll go ahead and give the box, and we will save this in a file called initial nmap scan. And that looks good to me. We'll let that run. What we're also going to do, we'll need to run sudo /v-pn. We're going to do a UDP scan against this box. All right, a UDP scan, because even though we're not getting TCP scans or TCP ports back, there are some UDP ports that are open on this box. So let's go ahead and do save this into initial UDP nmap scan. That looks good to me. I'm going to open up a new screen so we can look at our scans. I'm going to rename this one to initial TCP nmap scan, and we will open that up, and you can see we pretty much don't get anything back. It's saying everything is filtered because there's usually when you see filter, there's some type of firewall or VPN in front of those ports, right? And that's what's going on here. There is a VPN in front of those ports, right? This is our TCP scan results right here. So let's look at UDP scan results. It's not done yet. That's still running. Okay, so we will go ahead and let this one run. It's scanning 1,000 ports. Let's see. Did we put it in verbose mode? Yeah, we did. We'll go ahead and let that run. Don't want to rush it. But this is why it's always good to do your UDP scans with a TCP scan, right? You may not always do the UDP scans, but if you're not getting anything from nmap in regards to your TCP scan, which is what it does by default, then you definitely want to go back and run some UDP scans to see if there are any available services or ports running over UDP. And we have two here. We have port 161 for snmp. Let's go over here. We have port 161 for snmp and port 500 for ISA-KMP. Right? snmp is what it's a protocol that we use to transfer or share information from device to device over snmp. Right? We can share host information, networking information, active connections, running processes, certain keys. We can share this information with devices over snmp. And then ISA-KMP is what we use for ipsec. Right? This is an ipsec protocol that we use for the internet key exchange process. All right, snmp and ISA-KMP have vulnerable versions that we are going to exploit. But first things first, let's enumerate these services a bit. When we see snmp ports open, two tools that you may want to run against these is called snmp check and snmp walk. So the first thing we're going to run is snmp check, and here it is. All right, so we're going to do snmp check against this target. The -C is for your community string. A community string is kind of like a password in a sense, and it will be public. I believe if we did let's do that before we do this. If we do a version scan on this or a vulnerability scan, do I want to do -- script, or I'll do -- script vuln, and we'll do it over port 161 and 500, and we'll call it vuln scan. I think I have that right. Let me look at my Rasengan scan real quick just to make sure. Yeah, -- script vuln. Okay. -- script vuln -pn -p 161 500. Let's go ahead and run that. We'll let that run, but it should show us that the community string is being set to public. I just want you to see that. And we're going to tee it out so we can see it on the screen. It's going to do we're going to save it into this file called snmp check. Okay, so let's go ahead and run that. snmp check. Boom. We will run that, let that run, and we will also run snmp walk. our snmp walk -os-c for our string version 2, right? Version 2 for snmp. And then our IP address or the target we want to scan, we can tee that out into snmp walk 10.10.10.116. Let that run. snmp scans nmap scans main. All right, so I think the snmp check was done. So with snmp check, you can see the information that we were able to extract over snmp. We can see the host IP address, the host name, some more cool information. Oh snap, there is a IKE VPN password, right? The pre-shared key for the ipsec VPN is right here. And I actually think it's a little bit longer than that. It's this. Okay, and pre-shared keys are usually hashed. So let's see what this turns out to be. And it comes back as dude cake 1. All right, it was hashed using NTLM. Pretty weak, all right? So keep that in the back of your head when we come back to our lesson learned. We definitely want this to be a little bit more secure. All right, so I'm just gonna leave that here for our notes, but let's keep going down. See some user accounts in here, networking information, some networking interfaces. Let's keep going, keep going. It's a bunch of interfaces here, some IPs, routing information, and look at these TCP ports, these TCP connections. 21 is open, 80 is open, 135 is open, 445 is open, but we didn't see these things from our nmap scan. Why? Because there is a VPN concealing these services. All right, so let's leave that. Oh, let's look at our snmp walk results. Okay, snmp walk gives us the same pre-shared key. All right, yeah, we get the same pre-shared key. All right, cool. So snmp, so where are we? Where are we right now? What's going on? What did we just do? We saw that snmp was an open service on this box. If you're familiar with snmp, this is a very, well, snmp version 1 is a very weak version of snmp. It's unencrypted. As you can see, all this information is in clear text. So there isn't really too much confidentiality going on here, which is why it was a no-brainer to start enumerating it with snmp check and snmp walk. snmp check and walk both gave us some useful information, such as this pre-shared key, which was hashed and returns as dude cake 1 exclamation point. snmp check also showed us that there were open services running on this box, on this Conceal box over TCP. We just can't see it because there's a VPN in the way. Now, how do we get to the next step? How do we connect to this VPN so we can see those services and do some more enumeration to pop a shell on that box? Well, we have to configure a VPN client on our end. But before we do that, let's do some more enumeration, because we only looked at port 161. We know that there is an IPsec VPN going on here. Why? Because ISA KMP uses or is for the internet key exchange within IPsec, right? If you're not familiar with that, please Google it. The internet key exchange is a process to set up your IPsec VPN. You can definitely check out some of our YouTube videos referring to it. I may post a link in the description about that. But we also know this is using an IPsec VPN because there's a pre-shared key, right? And it told us, right, that this is the key for IKE. Now we can use another tool to enumerate this some more, right? We can use this tool called IKE scan or IKE scan, however you want to pronounce it. The IKE scan is a fingerprinting tool for VPNs. It could try to fingerprint a VPN service or application to get some information back for us that we can use for a few things like setting up our own VPN service. So let's go ahead and run IKE. Well, it's right here. IKE scan -m. The -m is just to try to make the results return a little bit more organized and pretty. Right? If we ran it without the -m, it's kind of all scattered all over the place. It's not structured like this one is. And it gives us some useful information. We can see the encryption algorithms that are being used, triple dash, which is very weak. SHA-1, we can use better hashing algorithms. You can see that it's set for PSK, pre-shared key. That's the authentication type. Okay, life type, right? That means that this machine or this VPN service has a lifetime, right? So the connection is going to expire after a while. And this is the duration right here. We can convert this Python 3-C. Okay, cool. I didn't feel like typing all of that. We're going to print this as an integer, convert it over to something that looks a little bit more user-friendly. We can copy this and convert it.
Playing from Olena.
Whoops, sorry about that. That's my smart home device being special. I didn't say her name because if I say her name, she will talk back to us. Now I'm going to copy this and convert to seconds, convert hours. Or no, convert seconds to hours, I'm sorry. Because this is in seconds. How do we know it's in seconds? Because it tells us right here. Okay, so we're going to put the seconds in there and it's 8 hours. So the life duration for this VPN service is 8 hours, right? In seconds, it's 28,800. All right, so that's good to know. We need to know this information right here to configure a VPN service on our end. All right, now the VPN client that we're going to download and install, I already have it downloaded and installed, is StrongSwan. If you want to learn how to set this up on your own, this is a pretty good walkthrough right here, or write up on it. I will share this in the description. Right, I won't go through some of this. Maybe I will. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our VPN services. To set this up, we're going to need these two files, the ipsec.secrets and the ipsec.conf. They're both under /etc. All right, what are we going to use these for? Well, the ipsec.secrets we're going to use to set up our pre-shared key, and the ipsec.conf we're going to use this to configure our VPN client. So let's do the easy one first. It's going to be sudo etc sudo vim etc. Well, we'll just do secrets first, which is kind of the easier one. I do recommend making a backup of this file. I'm not going to do that. I should probably do that, but hopefully we don't mess anything up. Always try to make a backup of your files before editing them. So to set up our secrets, we have to put the IP address of the VPN we want to connect to, or the host we want to connect to. Any, I think this any is for anybody trying to connect to this, I think. And we are setting up a PSK authentication. Right, you can use RSA keys and other methods to authenticate. And our key is dude cake 1 bang. All right, and that's it. That's how we set up the secret. So when the VPN client goes to try to set up the internet key exchange, it will look into this file for this pre-shared key. So we'll save that, and now we will edit the conf file. Okay. Yeah. So the conf file, right? All this stuff is in here as well. I also explain, I think it's in here. Yeah, it is. All the settings that we're about to set up is in here. I also explained it in a write-up that I will share as well. So what we're going to go ahead and do, I don't need anything there. What we do need is this IKE scan. Okay, this is what we're going to need to set up the configs here. I'm going to stretch this out a bit so we have more space. We're going to add our connection here. So the first thing we're going to do is put the name of the connection, which will be Conceal. Let me just keep it lowercase just in case. Lowercase just in case. That's funny, right? Haha. You should smash the like button because of that, because we're going to keep it lowercase just in case. Yeah, definitely smash the like button because of that. So the type of connection we're going to do is transport, because this is host to host. Our Security Plus students should understand what that means. The key exchange is going to be IKE version 1. I'm pretty sure this is using version 1. If version 1 doesn't work, we can try version 2. All right, left address is going to be us. 14.5. That is going to be 10.10.14.5. And we want to make sure that it's using TCP to set up this connection, right? We can explicitly set that with the left proto port. Our right connection is going to be the system we're connecting to. And we want to make sure that it's using TCP with right proto port, TCP, then auth by equals pre-shared key, right? Because that's what we got from here. What else? We need to set up the encryption algorithm, and that is going to be triple des and SHA-1. That's what we got right here. Then we're going to set up, we're going to configure fragmentation to yes, because they are using fragmentation here. And we're going to set up the internet key exchange algorithms with triple dash SHA-1 and mod P 1024, mod P 1024. Our IKE lifetime, this is 8 hours, right? It was set for 8 hours. It will be converted to seconds for us. And finally, auto is going to be start. Once again, all of these configs are inside of this file. Okay, they're all in here, and we got the information to set it from the IKE scan. So I'm going to close this. Only need one. Now, I'm actually going to close this down. Close this. I don't like too many things up. Don't need this. Okay. All right, so now we have our VPN set up. Let's try to connect to it. So ipsec start -no fork. Probably have to run this as sudo. And no config name conceal. No config name concealed. Initiate conceal. Hold on, let's see. Sudo vim etsy ipsec.conf. Make sure we have connection concealed, type equals transport, key exchange equals IKE v1. Left is 10.10.10.14.5. Left proto port. Right 10.10.10.116. Right proto port. Auth by ESP. Oh, how come you all didn't tell me this was misspelled? Shame on you all, leaving me hanging like that. Fragmentation equals yes. IKE triple dash SHA-1 mod 5. IKE lifetime auto start. Let's try that again. All right, that looks better. Now let's do an nmap scan on those ports that we saw, port 21, port 80. I don't remember what they were, so let's just do a nmap scan on top 25 ports. And we have to explicitly set it to a TCP scan. Oh yeah, let's do this. Yeah, we have to explicitly set it to a TCP scan because by default, nmap is going to do stealth scans and that won't get picked up by the VPN. So let's run this. And we are seeing ports open now. Remember, at first we did not get anything open. Now we are getting ports open. While that's running, I'm going to run that again. nmap-pn-st dash. Actually, we know the port, so let's do port 21, 80, 135, 139, 445, and we'll do a vulnerability scan on those ports. Make sure we got this right. pn-st 2180 135 139. Vulnerability scan on those ports. While that vulnerability scan is running, let's head over to this web page, and it's a normal IIS server. Not entirely sure. Oh, the version is 10.0. Okay, we're doing a vulnerability scan to see what it's vulnerable to. But while that's running, we could run a GoBuster scan, which is, I didn't run GoBuster the first time. I think I did it the third or fourth time around I did this box. But there is another directory here called uploads. Right, this is an uploads directory that we could potentially upload things into, but obviously there is no upload button here. Okay, so, but we did see port 21 open. And I'm not liking this. We did see port 21 open, right? How long is this gonna take? Let's see. Port 21 is open. And once this vulnerability scan is done, you'll see that port 21 is allowing anonymous logins. So let's log into that as anonymous. Anonymous doesn't even need a password, and we're successfully logged in. Let's try to put, let me see. What files do we have here? Let's echo testing into test.txt. And let's go ahead and put test.txt up there. Okay, test.txt is now uploaded. Let's see if we see that here, and we do. So if we open this up, we can see that it is testing. So all we need to do now is try to upload some type of remote code execution script. All right, so let's see if we can find one. We'd probably look for one written in ASP since we're dealing with an IIS server. Probably find one in other file extensions as well that can be loaded here. RCE ASP scripts. Let's see what we get. There's a particular one that I want. I just can't ever remember his name. Command ASP GitHub. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna save this down so we can post it later. So this should give us what we're looking for. We'll see. Let's go ahead and download this. We'll wget it. It's right here. Wget it, save it into a file called cmd.asp. Let me just make sure that's the right file. HTML body response to that. Yep. Let's put that up there. Let's refresh this page. Looks like it got wiped out. Let's do it again. And there's the cmd.asp. Let's open this up and look at that. We have remote code execution. Now we want to get a shell, right? We want to run some type of command that's going to pull, that's going to give us some type of reverse connection. Now this box is using Windows. We saw that, I don't know if you saw it, but you could see that from the snmp check results that it is using a Windows operating system. Okay, so that means it probably has PowerShell running on it. So we could, oh, I have it here. We could use, let's see which one of these is going to work. We could use a reverse shell, a PowerShell script. Let's see, is this our IP address? Yeah. I think I renamed it to rev.reverse.ps1. And I probably don't need this right here. Okay, but we can download, what's this thing called? What's it called again? PowerShell TSP, this Shane's PowerShell reverse shell script. Let's go ahead and download this. wget, boom. We will download that, make sure that's the right one, because sometimes wget acts weird for me. It's the right one. I just look at the last few lines to make sure it's the right thing I'm downloading. Alright, so now we have that right here, rev.ps1. I'm going to upload that over here. And this command right here is going to invoke that. Hold on, is that right? Invoke PowerShell TSP. Let's see, what is this one? Okay, and then what is this one? I'm tempted to write this from scratch just in case. But I think we should be good. The first one has the right IP address. So we're gonna run this one. We just have to make sure we host the listening port on 1234, and we also host this rev.ps1 on a web server over port 8000. So let's split the screen. PyWeb, that is going to be our web server that's running, and I'm going to do sudo. I'm going to wrap this. Start up a netcat listener on 1234. Run this. The file probably got deleted again. Yeah, it did. So we got to put it back up there. And we don't have access to that server anymore. So let's do this over. Exit. Connect to the server. Use an anonymous. It's going to suck if we have to do that a few times. And let's put that cmd.esp back up there. Refresh. Open this up. And we are going to use the first one. Okay, we have the web server started. We have our port listening. Let's run it. We should see the system try to grab it. Yep, it tried to grab it, and boom, we got a shell back. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Now we're cooking. All right, so we got a shell back. Who did we get it back as? Who am I? Destitute. Okay. All right. Let's check what type of privileges we have. Let's actually open this up in a new window. We have more working space. All right, so we can impersonate tokens. All right, so that's juicy potato. Juicy, 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 juicy potato. Juicy potato. So we're going to use the juicy potato exploit to escalate our privileges because of this vulnerability here. This exploit really abuses the way Windows is supposed to work, so it's kind of hard to prevent it, right? I mean, you could disable decom, but that might be a recipe for disaster. You really just got to secure the accounts, like your special accounts, lock them down, make sure everybody doesn't have access to it. We'll talk more about that later. So let's go ahead and use Juicy. Let's see if we can use Juicy. All right, so we need the juicy potato exploit. There you go. Here it is. Save this. I'm gonna put this in the descriptions as well. The reason we're using Juicy, take a look at our previous videos, like our grandma or our grandpa box, where we use Juicy potato exploit. I'm not going to go into too much details of why and how it works, because we've talked about it several times, and I'm pretty sure this video is already at 30 something minutes. All right, so that should have been downloaded. Let's see. I'm going to close this for now. Move Juicy. Keep it simple. No, move Juicy to juicy.exe. Then we'll move this over to our working directory. Come back over here. Here's the juicy potato exploit. We also, let's take, gotta put that back up there. Yeah. I'm going to reconnect to that FTP server. Put this back up there while we're at it. I'll put that up there later. I just want to copy this, because the last time I tried to, so juicy potato is going to run, we can use it to run a process or a command for us, and it's going to run it with elevated privileges. So I really wanted to run this command here. Usually I would just create a payload with MSF Venom and use Juicy to run that, but I wasn't able to get that payload and transferred over to our Conceal box, because Conceal had a virus scanner that kept detecting our payload and it would just wipe it every single time. So I just did the same thing we did here. Right, we're gonna run this command, but when I tried to run it, it was just weird. So I figured if I just put it inside of a script called this.bat, it would yeah, I could have just used the shortcut to get all the way back here. I don't know why I didn't do that. So we'll just put this inside of a script, just making sure it looks right. Looks right to me. We're gonna put this inside of a script, save that, and we're gonna run this script with Juicy Potato instead of, oh, that was quick, it deletes it pretty quickly. We're gonna run this script with Juicy Potato instead of our MSF Venom payload, so we have to upload juicy.exe. Oh, no. We actually have to put this into binary mode and then put juicy.exe up there. Okay, if we don't put it into binary mode, it won't be recognized as a binary. And then let's put this.bat. Now we're gonna have to be quick because it keeps deleting our stuff. Oh gosh, did it hang up? Okay, it keeps deleting our stuff in that FTP directory. I think it's under inet pub cd www root cd upload. Okay, let's copy juicy.exe to C users public downloads. Whoops. Let's call it juicy.exe. Whoops. Is that the wrong directory? Okay. Let's see. Dir C users public and downloads. What's wrong with that? All right, so let's try that again. Oh, you know what? Did it delete it already? Yeah, see, that's quick. The juicy exploit is gone already. So let's do it again. I'm actually gonna exit this, log back in, set it to binary, put juicy up there, put this.bat up there, go back over here, copy juicy, copy juicy. This is too hilarious right now. And then let's copy this.bat. All right, cool. Now we should be good without that FTP stuff now. So let's go to public downloads. All right. We need to run juicy. You need I'll show you. To run juicy, we're going to need a local listening port, right? That's going to be on 443. We're going to need a program to launch. That's going to be this.bat, and we're going to need some type of token. Oh, and one more thing, we're going to need a CLSID, and it's going to be based off of the operating system. I ran the system info command to get our operating system. So system info, our operating system is a 10. So let's go to juicy CSLID. Look for Windows 10. Let me put this in the description as well. Windows 10 is an enterprise. Yep, this is enterprise. So Windows 10 enterprise, and CSLID is the third column. Let's use this one. So we're going to do juicy.exe-l, that's going to be over port 443. -p for the program, that's going to be this.bat. -t, we're just going to do a wildcard for the token, grab whatever you want. And we're going to put this here. Before we run this, I'm going to start up a session over that port that we picked, which is 443. Gonna have that waiting. Run this. It's gonna try to run the program. And oh, I messed up because we need that web server started. Right? Because remember, we're grabbing that file from our local system over port 8000, and then we're executing it. So let's do that again. That's what the this.bat script is doing. The bat script is like a bash script for Linux. Let's see. It did grab it, but it doesn't look like it executed it. All right, so what did we do wrong? All right, listening port over 443. -p.this.bat. Huh. So maybe there's something wrong with our .bat script. Let's see something. IPA is 10.10.14.5. I'm gonna run this again just in case. Let's go to, yeah, it is grabbing it. It's not executing it. Then this dot bat. Oh, we gotta change this port. Let's change this to 443. Oh man, that means we're gonna have to put it back up there, ain't? Yeah. Just when we thought we were done with FTP. Copy. Hey, what was the directory? Copy C. Users, innet pub, www root, upload. Is it upload or uploads? Upload this dot bat to here. I don't remember where it was at. Okay, CD users. CD innet pub. Okay, that's where I went wrong. It's not over there. Where is it at? Okay, CD innet pub. CD www root. CD upload. Alright, so copy. Wish I could just find it. Alright, CD users public downloads. Let's make sure. I'm gonna wipe this screen out. We don't need it. Got too much going on here. Okay, I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna close this. We'll do it all on one screen. Okay. So PyWeb sudo rl wrap 443, and we will run this again. Hopefully this works. Yes, it worked. All we had to do was fix that port. Who am I? Bada bing, bada boom. We did it. Now we are system user on this box. We can go ahead and get the flags, right? CD administrator. We can dir desktop. And here is the proof.txt. I just opened us up in a new screen. Here's proof.txt under that. What else do we have? Let's see if the other one is under destitute. Destitute. And there's another one. And that is it, y'all. That is it. Like I mentioned earlier, the most difficult thing about this challenge here was getting through the VPN servers. And I promise you, all you had to do was just Google that ISA KMP port and just Google it for exploits, and it would have taken you through the same path that we just went through. All right, there are a bunch of different blogs about setting up an IPsec VPN to try to abuse that weak pre-share key. All right, that's it, y'all. To countermeasures moving forward to kind of prevent what we were doing here. First and foremost, this uploads directory, right? Well, let's back up a little bit. Back up. First, we did our nmap scans. We didn't see anything, which was good because they had a VPN set up. Where they went wrong was that the VPN was used. That system also had an snmp on it, which allowed us to find the VPN secret key. Okay, so we definitely want to upgrade the version of snmp that we're using to something that's more confidential. Is using better hashing and encryption algorithms, because we saw those weak algorithms they were using. Aside from the weak snmp, we also may want to upgrade our ipsec VPN to something that's a little bit more stronger. Okay. Furthermore, let's go over to the vulnerable service that we found after we connected to the VPN, which was port 21. Port 21 allowed us to log into the FTP server as anonymous. That should be a no-no, right? But it allowed it. We were able to log in, didn't need a password, and from there we uploaded all of the files and exploits we needed to get a shell on the box. All right, if I'm missing anything, I will post a write-up here in the description below so you can take a look at our AAR, our after action report. Y'all, if you like this walkthrough of the Conceal box, please do me a favor and smash the like button, y'all. Just smash that thing one time though, because if you smash it too many times, it takes a like away, right? And we want to keep your likes. We love the likes. We love your comments. We love you. Please leave us a comment on how we're doing. If there are other boxes you want to see, if there's something in particular you want us to do, leave it in the comment section. We do our best to get back to everybody. Other than that, I will see you all next time. Please stay safe. Please hold on to your loved ones. Give them a big, fat, juicy kiss. Juicy potatoes. Give them a big, fat, juicy kiss so they know just how much you love them. Life is short, but it's great. And make sure that the people you love know that you love them. I will see you all next time. Peace out.